Soccer stadium, that was another hot topic for a long time. The city just approved a $55 million soccer stadium on Walton Road, and over 2,000 residents signed a petition against it. Supporters say taxpayers are protected because it uses stiff money, not the general fund. Critics say the city is betting on future growth that may not happen. Simple question is, right call, wrong call, and why?
So me personally, I don't like how that business was. That was done completely in silence. No resident knew anything about the soccer stadium until they brought it up. It was dropped on us. They held, they said, oh, well, by Florida law, we were able to do this. Just because you're able to do it by Florida law doesn't mean it's the right way. There's no transparency there when you're doing it that way. So me personally, I'm against the soccer stadium. I think we need to improve the roads on US 1 before we start looking at a project of that size. It doesn't make sense to me. And I really feel that more than 60% of the voters in Port St. Lucie do not want that soccer stadium. And I hope that they get out there and vote on August 18th so they can send a message to City Hall.
Thank you, Eric. Shannon?
So the soccer stadium was an economic development project that was handled the exact same way as every other economic development project in the city: Tamco, Cheney Brothers, FedEx, and Amazon. So it was handled under Florida law. It was done exactly as it was supposed to be done through our Economic Development Council. And like I said, as well as all the other economic development projects we had. This will be the revitalization needed to get Walton in one corridor revitalized and redeveloped. And what people don't realize is that with the CRA, Community Redevelopment Agency, that revenue generated from the increase in the value of properties that are built there, that money has to be used to reinvest back into the CRA. It can't be used for roads. It can't be used for other things outside of the boundaries of the CRA. US 1 is a corridor that gets improvements that are done by the state, not by the city of Port St. Lucie. And if there are any improvements that have to be done within the CRA, that will be addressed with the tax increment revenue. So again, as those values increase, that's how that will be determined. If the values don't increase for some reason and there's no revenue to be given back for any type of reimbursement, then that won't happen. It has to come back to the city council every single year. And after a year after that soccer stadium is completed and operated in order to make that determination.
Yeah, under the mayor and city council's leadership, digital domain, failure. VGTI, failure. I love soccer. My kids play soccer. Terrible location, non-transparency, totally did whatever they wanted to do. It was a backdoor deal, call it what you want, and that is totally unacceptable. That's not how Steven Giordano does business, and that's not how a leader of our community should have done business. She should have consulted and asked the residents to vote on it. Do you want a water park? Do you want a soccer stadium? Do you want a multi-use field? Is it a dome? The whole deal is bogus and terrible for the community, and I hate to see it be a flop, and she's putting a lot of us candidates, when we win, in a bad spot.
So Dash, I need to address something really quickly. Digital domain, Torrey Pines, VGTI, I was not on the city council when those decisions were made, neither was any of the other city council members. None of us were there when those decisions were made. And this is not being paid for by the residents of Port St. Lucie. The soccer development group, the ownership group, is paying for the stadium 100%. There was a surety bond that got taken out and with 120% of the value of the construction of the soccer stadium. If for some reason that the developer determines that, or it fails, no one in the city of Port St. Lucie, no taxpayer is on the hook for that soccer stadium. The bond will cover the cost for the city to finish the stadium.